Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Crush Fan Podcast. I'm your host, Cantharion, aka Chris Crush Jacob, because Chris Crush will make the ball jump, jump. Today, we have a podcast that is not the latest podcast I've ever done, is full of friends and acquaintances. I'll let you decide whom is whom, and we will start intros with the folks I see at the top of the list, starting with Anthony Bauer, a.k.a. Bow, a.k.a. Dad. How's it going, Bauer?
It's going pretty well, man.
We are just the right amount of liquid courage and ready to talk, it sounds like.
Well, I I don't know if just the right amount. I might be a little bit overboard, but it's okay.
Listen, the Crush Fan Podcast does not condone over-indulging. We condone indulging. Drink responsibly, of course.
Yeah, don't be like me.
Or
Shue.
Be like you because you drank responsibly, obviously.
Don't be like me or Shue.
Well, I mean, since we mentioned it, since that came up, we have to announce that we have SchoolBoyShue himself, Tom Shue. How's it going, Shue? Happy birthday!
Thank you. It is great. I'm turning like 167 or something today. It's my birthday every day. I'm doing well, dude. I've been listening to the Crush Jam podcast for like 4 months now, 5 months, 6 months. I don't even know, but I've listened to it forever, and I'm happy I finally get to make an appearance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You don't look a day over 72, so I mean, you're doing great.
You know what, man? That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Bauer tells me every time he comes over to my place at like 2 a.m. that I look like I'm 98 minimum.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Oh man, leaks. It's a spicy podcast. It's the spicy one today. We got and then below me, in the order I see on the Discord, we got Dagumpa, Chicago, Jason Buswell. How you feeling, sir? How's it going?
I am just doing peachy because nothing of note happened today. Not a thing. And you know what? It's wonderful. And I've watched Bauer and Shue fuck.
Wait, you saw that?
Which time?
Okay,
Awkward.
Move on.
So, yeah, it was an
Next
off
question.
day on the sim. It was kind of a nice, relaxing day. Today was an off day.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, I don't think. So, pretty
Nope.
cool.
Nope.
Nothing.
Next in the list, we have Sebastian Mus, Moosey, the man, the myth, the legend, the legendary broadcaster, even. How's it going today?
Hi. I just got back from a baseball game, and we'll talk about that later.
I'm excited. Always exciting to hear about baseball shenanigans. I actually recently went to a minor league game as well, so we'll talk about that as well. And then the last speaking guest we have will be piratecaptaindom, Crozier McCoy, also a broadcasting legend. How goes it?
Pretty good. By the way, Shue, 140 is very under generous. I mean, surely you've at least been wished happy birthday like 500 times.
I mean, dude, I've been getting wished happy birthday every single day since like season 22. It's insane. It all started as a little baby meme, and now it's like the biggest thing. It's ridiculous, but anyway.
We'll unpack
But yeah,
that a
I'm
little bit.
fine.
Yeah, good. And then our one of our favorite, if not our very favorite, it's debatable. We've had a lot of really cool silent guests, so this isn't meant as a dig, but just know that you're in great company. We've got Sarah with us and Chovy, just kind of chillaxing, hanging out in the podcast, feeling great. We will let you know when she gives us cool commentary because that always happens, pretty much every time. So let's start off with, I want to unpack the meme a little bit because I don't actually know the origin story of Happy Birthday. I don't know who started that. Who was the originator of that?
So, dude, I can't remember. It was either in management or it was in the 66ers Discord one day. You know Dylan, right? Dylan, his player is Davis Campbell, plays for the Serpents, is an old player. Bauer, help me out. He was a pitcher for the
Oh,
Demons
we
and he
know.
retired
We know.
early.
Oh, we know,
Everyone knows
Dylan.
Dylan. He's in our locker room here.
All right, but
so
but for my help, who was his last player? He was a pitcher for the
I don't remember his
Demons.
last player because he retired
Anyone?
so early.
Anyone?
So
Anyone remember his player? It was Anyway, his new player is
we
Davis
know
Campbell.
Dylan. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. One day he messaged in either 66ers or management and he just said, "Happy birthday." And I was like, "It's not my birthday." And literally, like, for a week straight, he told me happy birthday every single day. And it just caught on. And like, eventually he said it in the stream, and Hummus, being Hummus, was just like, "Oh my God, it's Shue's birthday. Happy birthday, Shue." It just caught on from there.
Right on. I mean, the innocuous origin stories are sometimes the best origin stories, so I'm super down with that. I like it. And also, it doesn't surprise me that it was Dylan. That doesn't.
Of course not,
surprise
dude.
me
Of
at all.
course it was Dylan. Who else?
Dylan
right?
is our favorite person to love to hate, I think. Because we love him, but we also hate him. It's a very
Exactly.
confusing relationship. Dylan knows.
Dylan does know.
Yeah. you summoned him. That's how it works. You say, who's Dylan?
Yeah,
And
the
Dylan gets
GM.
summoned.
Yeah, he's actually our GM.
It's
He
crazy.
doesn't have
him.
access to the actual locker room or the war room.
His previous player was William Wilson.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That means a lot that you actually came up with that, because it was going to kill me.
And he had a player before that that played for the Stars. I forgot what his name as well.
Beats me.
But yeah, Dylan's been in the league for a while, so most
Mhm.
people know him.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. All right, so that's this podcast is really all about living history. That's my favorite topic. So I'm glad that we got that. Now it's filed away, and you can listen to it forever. That's the point. So let's talk about I just pulled up the BNN, just looking at the index, and I don't know. I feel like jumping into awards talk is pretty fun, and we've got the Kingmaker here. The one who essentially decides who every award winner is, right? I mean, that's according to the forums, right? Isn't that how it
It has
works?
strong sway. I think if Shue really went out there and posted something insane, people wouldn't go with it. But if it's a close vote, I think Shue has a lot of influence.
Here's
with
what
awards.
I'll say. Here, but before we get into this, here's what I'll say. The last 4 seasons, I've correctly predicted every single one but one awards vote.
Yeah.
Awards receiver.
And I mean, I think in sim leagues, we value when you are voting in a real sports league, narrative is taken into account a lot more. In sim leagues, we care a lot more about just pure stats, I've noticed. So I think it's pretty safe to just look at the index and be like, oh, this person's going to win the award almost every
Right.
time.
No, totally. And so that's what I used to do. I used to definitely just look at the index. And I mean, it would
Yes.
take me a while before I figured out how to use the file. And it still takes me, like, now that our leagues are split, it takes me about 3 hours to make that media. But I mean, all the info is right in front of you, right? And so, like, the way that I look at it, I just go and do it, and I'm saving people time. Like, I know that I'm not going to, put anyone on the spot, but I know that there are a good amount of people who do this voting who, without like my media, I don't think they would vote. And so it's just like kind of a guide. Like, so like when it comes to Silver Slugger and Gold Glove, everyone's looking at one thing, right? Everyone's looking at OPS
Yes.
and everyone's looking at zone rating. However, when
Thank
it comes
God.
to the big time awards like MVP, Pitcher of the Year, the whole thing. I don't need to tell you what awards we have. When it comes to those awards, people actually look by themselves, but no one wants to go through the index by themselves one by one and see who wins what, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of it's a version of what do they call it? Like ballot fatigue or voter fatigue, where it's much easier to vote for things like MVP, and then once you get to Silver Slugger, you're kind of like, oh, whatever, I'll just fucking fill out whoever has the highest zone rating.
Right.
I think people put more thought into the big awards like MVP, which they should. I don't think that's a bad thing, but that's what happens. Is
Agreed.
those Yeah, those have more depth in the voting than the smaller awards.
Totally. And yeah, I think that's what happens a lot is like people. I mean, I've never gotten a Silver Slugger or Gold Glove wrong. Like I joined in 2017. And so ever since, I mean, not 2017, excuse me, season 17. And like I've released my awards ballot. Bauer, shut up. I've released my awards ballot every single year since then. And I don't think I've ever gotten one of those things wrong because I mean, it's
Yep.
so easy to look up.
It's
Well, here's
very
the
I mean-
hoping because you picked me for Gold Glove.
I had
I
to
did.
convince Shue to put Trevor Duncan.
Okay, but that wasn't like a difficult convincing. It was literally
No,
one
no,
message.
it was very easy to convince. It was
Him.
essentially slight decrease in zone rating, but like ridiculously better at fielding percentage and errors. Like
Right, you were like significantly better at these 3 other stats, and I was like, all right, I'm sold. I'll go change it. It happened immediately. Well, because like I was telling somebody today, I think it was actually in New York in the NYV locker or war room, but it could have been in Myers Mansion. I was telling them, I was like, listen, it takes me like 3 hours to write that media. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not going into like I'm looking at the zone rating numbers, but I'm not going in and looking at efficiency, errors, range. I'm not looking at all that stuff. I'm literally
usually if it's close, that's when you start to dig deeper. But if it's like a huge margin of like somebody has like 20 zone rating and the next person has like 10, then it's pretty easy to tell.
right. Agreed. Definitely.
So yeah, I have to agree with Dag that Shue literally just admitted, and it's recorded, that he controls the vote entirely. So
Yeah,
I mean,
your votes
like,
are basically irrelevant.
Wake up, people.
We're done here.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that I don't. But
Wake up, people.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
wait,
bunch of
you missed
sheeple.
I mean, I will say when Bauer, what was your year? Season 21 was your year.
Yeah, that I had
Yeah,
my like insane hitting.
Yeah. Your year. I remember season 21. I voted Bauer for MVP, and I like tried to convince the people, and Bauer came in third. I think that was like the last time
I
I've
was
gotten
second.
That was the last time
Yeah.
I've gotten one wrong. Was when
Yeah,
Bauer didn't win.
That hurts.
I mean, dude,
Why did you bring that up? That really hurts actually.
Wow.
well, because like no matter like, excuse my French, but like the league is a bunch of war sluts, and they saw that Evok had that. They saw what was Evok's score that year? 7.4, I think maybe. It was
She was in the
7.4.
7s and I was in the 5s because
Yeah, she
was outfield, I was first base.
I vividly remember you were 5.6, and people were like, "It's a war and a half. Like it's not even close. You can't even like tell me." I'm just like, "Shut up!"
But it's
and
like
then you
it's
lost.
a first baseman against an outfielder.
Yeah, of course their war isn't going to be 7.
Yeah.
Oh wait, has a
Should
first
we
baseman
pull
ever
up
gotten?
what was
Has a
the
first baseman ever gotten?
MASH
Has a first
calculations of like what the
It's
war?
it's negative 12 and a half
Yeah.
adjustment. Has this first baseman ever gotten 7 WAR in a season?
No.
Does anyone know? Oh, they haven't.
No.
Are you sure?
No,
You're
that was the
positive.
best season ever for first baseman ever. So
And you couldn't even do it.
I'm glad you're sucking your own dick over there, but
I just wanted the acknowledgement from Bauer. That's all it is.
Wow.
Try not to
Okay,
break
you
your
know
wrist
what?
from
I'm about to
jerking
leave,
yourself off
like-
so hard.
I don't need this. Like I did everything that I could.
Bauer, how does it feel to have the second highest slugging percentage of all time? How does that feel?
You know what? I still have 2 records, so I don't care.
That's pretty fucking cool, though. I mean,
What do you? Oh, total bases.
that's a
Total
cool
bases
stat to
RBI,
be
right?
second.
I'm still Hall of Fame, so I don't care.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Don't
Oh,
maybe
man.
me. You've gone on record saying I am, so
Wow. I don't know, until Shue releases his Hall of Fame recommendations, it's hard to tell.
Oh my god.
This is his Hall of Fame voting. Nothing is
Nothing is
please.
safe.
Jeez.
It's too funny.
Well, you gotta love that the sim does recognize Raph as the GOAT pitcher. So at least there's some hope. And I didn't listen, Shue. I haven't read your media, because I have intentionally not read anything forums related for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah,
Why is that?
just the dramas. I don't like the drama. I've just been staying in my happy zones.
You know that you were my number one rookie of the year last year, and I'd like to take a little bit of credit for you getting rookie of the year because
Oh yeah.
Steele was campaigning hard, and everyone thought it was Steele until I looked at the numbers and I was like, oh, it is absolutely not Steele.
Yeah, I mean, Steele is having a great career and is like 10 TP ahead of me on the all time. So like, just calm down is basically my message to Steele, and like go back to playing the show in Warzone is basically.
Wow.
That's great.
Got
Warzone
him.
sucks.
Got him. And I say drama how I want. Sometimes I feel like saying drama. Sarah. All right, drama.
Jacob has a weird accent.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's it's like I came from
you
the Chicago
have the
suburbs.
You have the Midwestern like most of us, but sometimes you get like a little bit like old man country on us, and I'm like, what the
Absolutely.
fuck is happening?
It's the combination of like I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, but also I live in the Reno area. So like it's that combination of
So it is. It is exactly what you just described because a lot of old people are in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the town I live in is it's very podunk. It's very it's
Very
outside
what?
of Reno. Like I don't live in Reno. I live outside of Reno.
Podonk. What the hell
You
does
always,
podonk mean?
yeah, Jacob always sounds like he's about to go on a rant about how when he was a kid they had to walk up a hill to go to school or some
That's true.
shit. Like, I don't.
Can we what does podonk mean? Can we
Podunk?
backtrack for a second? What does that
like
mean?
a backwoods, like a
Podonk. I've never heard
There
that.
you go. Dag just posted it. A hypothetical small town regarded as typically dull or insignificant.
As $1 insignificant? Interesting.
Dull or insignificant. Sorry, I talk fast and mumble sometimes, which is why I'm so great at podcasting. But yeah, it's backwater, podunk. There's a bunch of different names that you can give these towns, but yeah, it's a 1-horse town. Yeah, 1-horse town, not a 2-horse town. I don't know.
1-horse town. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's
I mean, 2 horses is still pretty insignificant.
True.
All things considered.
Yeah.
I mean, a stable can hold like 8 at minimum, right?
The history buff in the podcast is confirming, so I'm right. Haha.
History buff. I'm the history buff here. What?
Oh, me.
Are you also a history buff?
I'm a history buff.
Yeah, a PBE history buff.
Okay, nobody asked about that.
I
Oh
can't
my
major in
gosh.
PBE history, Shue. I'm sorry.
Oh, my college offered that. That's weird.
That explains
college
it.
did you go to?
Undergrad and PPE studies.
That's why you're so
That
good
should be
at
someone's
predictions.
backstory. They like their character like graduated in TPE.
I went to the school of hard knocks.
I went to ball. I went to ball so hard.
The
Ball
screw
so
up.
hard university.
Yeah, screw up university.
Terrell Suggs, ball so hard.
What is the strongest animal you could take hand to hand?
What?
Okay, Shue could get a tiger, no doubt.
Well, I couldn't. No, I couldn't get a tiger. Let me think on this. I could get any dog, any breed possible for sure.
Okay. So back to PBE. I don't like where that conversation's going. So we're gonna talk back about PBE. Look at these awards. Look at the Hudson Lane. Left fielder Hudson Lane is up for it, maybe. Hopefully.
It was pretty kind of cut and dry on that one. You go onto the file and just some of these are just like you just go onto the file. You're just like, okay, let's go look at Silver Slugger for whatever position. You just see their name plastered everywhere, and it's like, yep, okay, gonna put that down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yep. Yeah. I remember I was talking with Enoch and about Silver Slugger, and I was like, oh yeah, it's probably just gonna go to Slokening because they have the highest OBS or OPS. And then Enoch went on like a big rant about how like GMs like take a long time to discuss and plan awards, And I wanted to say, no. You take a long time because you're thorough. But like a majority of GMs here are just gonna be like, all right, what the fuck did Shue put down? like most people do not.
That's too funny.
Yeah. That was I
Don't
think
out me
about
like that.
conversation.
Yeah, it's just the only thing you have to be careful of with minor leagues is inactives.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I
They
mean,
can't. They
because
can't get
I
a
mean,
full
Moosey,
season.
you know better than anyone here. I have put a number of inactives on my ballot in the past.
Correct.
Yep. I usually get yelled at for it.
Yeah, but majors, it's anyone's game. Anybody can win
Mm-hmm.
whatever the fuck they want.
Totally.
And then the whole. I mean, there's the degree of inactive too, right? Because there's the whole Will Fisher thing that haunted me throughout my minor league career.
Technically, he was considered active because he was still earning. because
Yeah,
he was
that's what I'm
capped.
saying. There's different degrees.
I know. It doesn't feel good when
I mean,
something
dude,
like that happens.
anyone, what it should be, anyone in their 4th or 5th season shouldn't be eligible for awards. Like, just earn better, you know?
Earn better.
I mean, you could get stuck just like in a hole,
Do better.
or be mythed, who's just like, just keep me down, keep me down, keep me down, keep me down.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like, no, call him up, damn it, Bauer, call him up.
We're trying to.
There's no free will in this place.
Yeah, I mean, my game plan was definitely to stay down more than 3 seasons, but some people decided that expansion was a good idea.
So much
Who the
expansion.
hell made that decision?
Bunch of
Man.
idiots.
Idiot.
Bunch of
Literal
bozos
idiots.
in HO, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
HO is the worst.
Yeah, fuck HO.
A bunch
That's
of
what I'm
hoes.
saying, dude. The only thing worse than HO are Majors GMs, specifically Legends West, specifically Cancun Toros. But
Excuse you.
Wow.
That's true.
I think
Well,
I'm doing a mighty fine job over
Wow,
here.
how could you say that about
Hey.
Steele? He's not even
Last
here to.
place.
He's not even here to defend himself, man.
Oh no, Steele's doing great, but his co-GM
Whoa,
freaking blows.
What?
Hey, Shue, you're being mean. Think about all the great things Bauer has accomplished. Like,
Yeah, like that one time.
yeah, I
he did
got
that,
nothing. Never mind.
No, Bauer's
You know,
great.
I
He's
didn't
really
realize
good at
this was the roast of Bauer here.
Right?
This is
I
It's
like
always
Bauer.
the roast of Bauer, dude.
yeah, that's true.
This is what happens when we let outsiders into the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Bauer.
Outsiders. Oh, I think my
What do you mean?
game
I'm
is
not an
froze.
outsider. Dagumpa, I made you, okay?
Yeah, you're bad.
You are
Got
bad,
him.
especially come playoff time. You freaking black motherfucker.
Whoa. What
What?
the fuck was just said?
What did you just say?
I have no idea, so we're just gonna move on.
Shue, would you like to repeat yourself?
I said, especially come playoff time, you whack motherfucker. That's what I
Okay, good.
said.
I was just making sure.
Wow.
Whack. Gotcha.
We'll check the
Cool.
transcripts.
Whack is fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's great. Okay. So yeah, PBE was and then today things happened. So do we need to let's talk about?
No, I don't think we need to talk
We'll
about
talk a little bit.
I went to a
No.
baseball game today. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because here's the deal, guys. I'm gonna do real talk for a minute. I'm gonna do super real talk for a minute. For the past 2 weeks, I have been disenfranchised by PBE. I have not enjoyed my time. I have had debates of what do I want to do? How do I find the fun? I always talk about that, right? Find the fun. If it's not fun, find a way to make it fun. And if you can't, move on. That's and I've been debating that. I've been thinking about that for pretty solidly for the past week. I said 2 weeks, but really for the past week. I just haven't, I don't know. Things have been going down. I haven't loved it. So when things like this happen, like today happen, that's not fun either, right? Losing isn't the most fun thing that can happen to you. So where do you go to seek solace? For me, it's always been this locker room. Anytime that things happen in the PBE that I don't enjoy, I circle right back here and I just read chat. And 9 times out of 10, you guys are talking about something fun, something I'm into. I might not comment, but at least I see goofy stuff that kind of takes my mind off of that nonsense. And that 1 time out of 10, that's when I just, I close the browser, I close the Discord, and we just go play the show. What do you guys do? I mean, because that was my tactic for this last week of trying to turn things around. Um, what gets you through days like today? Let's start at the top
Uh,
of Bauer.
uh, it's not family friendly.
Okay.
Mine isn't either.
Oh man.
We had Ezo on here once. You're fine, dude.
Uh,
That
no.
ESO cast awful.
Do your second. Do your second.
Well, when I've had a bad day in PBE, honestly, yeah, I hang out in the MLB The Show server we have. We're usually voice chatting there. That's pretty much what gets me through some bullshit, even though it is. Li- I don't know how to explain what goes on in there. It's MLB chat, but it's also like PBE horny chat. So
Jesus Christ, you couldn't have just let that sit. Anyway,
no,
Yeah, so it's
no,
like it's talking memes and nonsense with friends.
yeah, pretty
That's
much.
that's fine. Yeah, I like it. I like that tactic. I like that technique. What about you, Dag?
Um, man, as far as here goes, I think it's always great to just take some time away. Like just remove yourself from it for just a little bit, and then come back when you're ready. Like a lot of people, a lot of people be very committed to this league for a long period of time, and it burns them out. Like I don't,
Yep.
I seriously think everyone at some point in this league, even the hardest, even the people who love this league the most, have gotten burnt out at some point, and it just happens. I think it's a good thing to just say I'm gonna take a day, or I'm gonna maybe take like a few hours and just not look at the Discord, not look at the forums, and really it does wonders. Like because that's what I've done the last few World Series, and it always works. I'm always back, and I'm ready to work towards the draft.
Yeah, no, that's similar, right? Like I said, it's just disconnecting from that stuff and focusing on the things that you enjoy, either within PBE or without. Because yeah, that's honestly that's been it for me. I finally got Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That was like my pull away game to like get into something else, So I totally get that. What about you, Moosey?
uh, I like to just kind of step away. I'm lucky right now to be still living with my parents, so it's kind of like I can go out and do stuff with them. Um, but it's like usually if I get really upset about something, I'll just like take a deep breath and just step back for an hour or so just to kind of let it all get out. I know I'm trying to remember which which absolute travesty it was, but one postseason I like I was sitting at my desk and I'm just like actually crying, and it's just like, okay, I need to just sit here and just wallow in sorrow for an hour, and then just okay, back to normal, because sim leagues aren't your entire life and don't make it your entire life. It's supposed to be a little addition to it. Like a lot of people dedicate a ton of time to the league, and that's their choice. But it's like don't let that ruin you. It can bring your highest highs, but it also can bring your lowest lows. So you just got to find that balance, and it helps a lot to just be like, ah, fuck this for a hot minute, and just like leave the like turn off Discord and just go outside or something for like an hour.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, that's absolutely. I like that. I know like Just Dance will occasionally tell you like between loading screens and stuff, it'll be like take a break, step outside for a minute. Like you're playing video games for 3 hours even though you're moving around, and that's kind of the same thought, right? Is just to pull yourself away from that stuff, and then don't. Yeah, I think the secondary lesson, yeah, is don't put your entire self worth into the PBE community. Like it's
Mhm.
supposed to be a friend thing, not your life. Because man, that's going to be really really upsetting if things don't go your way. So it's supposed to supplement, right? So it's not supposed to be your end-all be-all. It's not supposed to be your only purpose. It's supposed to be fun. Ultimately, it is a game, so if it's not fun, again, find that fun. So I love that technique. I love that tactic. What about you, Dom?
So unlike these degenerates,
No.
I love that you immediately started with Bauer, and then Bauer thought, okay, can't say option 1, and then said, shit, I can't choose option 2 either.
What do you expect from me?
I mean, I don't get that upset over PBE. I get upset in the moment, and then I'll get like, I'm fine. I don't know. It's tough. I think I have to leave all neutral areas. You know, like I can't be in general after the kingpins just get their ass kicked, because then you start catching strays and stuff. But I mean, as a whole, I guess I would just say, yeah, kingpins locker room helps. Obviously, I have my boyfriend who's like best person in the world. But I don't think I stay mad at PBE enough to specifically have like a PBE exclusive coping technique.
Yeah, it sounds like you are a little bit more advanced than some of us, like myself, where you just have that detachment right off the bat. That's a good thing. That's a very positive thing. Yeah, because for me, yeah, I've said multiple times on this podcast, I'm not super invested in the results, right? So today happening was unfortunate, but I'm not particularly upset about it. It's bad, but yeah, it's for me. It's always more like the community and the things that happen with friends and all that stuff is tougher for me to deal with. So I'm with you. I'm with you on, generally speaking, the sim doing its thing, the sim being the sim, is not really what the frustration is. That's a good thing. It's good to have that attitude, absolutely. I mean, Shue, I guess I'll let you speak. How do you deal with frustration in the PBE?
I mean, dude, I'm an HO. I'm not allowed to be frustrated, you know. I mean, like we have bad days all the time. You just gotta sack up. Excuse me, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta get over it. Like our job is to like take shit and just like keep making the league better. So like when I have bad days, I have bad days. You just gotta brush it off. There's like no place I go to because MLB the Show does nothing but piss me off. I mean, you just got to deal with it, dude. And like that's what it comes down to. You got to deal with it. You got to have thick skin and get over it. Because I mean, when it comes down to it, I love the PBE, like no matter what. And even though like I have my days where GMs like Bauer are just shitting on me, and I have days where my player goes 0 for 800 million. I mean, it is what it is. I'm here to make the league better, and like I enjoy making the league better. That's what it comes down to. I'm like when you're an HO, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the 300 plus members in the community. So if you like let one bad day get you down, you're not meant to be an HO. So if I have a bad day, I just got to think about the greater good and think about all these like great members in the community that we have, minus Bauer, and like you do it for them. You know.
Okay, you know what?
Wow. I mean,
That's
I
enough.
took two things away from that, and the main thing is that if you are frustrated with any aspect of the PBE, HO wants you to
He
know
just
to
cries to
sack
himself.
up. That's their message, is literally quote
No,
sack
no,
up.
no, no, no,
That's what
no,
I
no,
heard.
no,
And
no, 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 no.
then
It's if you're in HO,
no,
you
it's
need to
I
sack
didn't
up.
hear that part. I don't know what you're talking about. This is I don't know.
I hope I can be an HO someday.
Someday. And then the
Why?
second part is you can't help taking cheap shots at Bauer, and we love Bauer on the Crush Fan podcast.
Oh my God, I can't help taking cheap shots at
He's
Bauer.
okay.
The amount of cheap shots I take at Bauer doesn't even compare to the amount of cheap shots he takes at me. So I don't want to hear it. I've listened to so many Crush Fan
100% true.
podcasts.
No.
I listen to so many Crush Fan podcasts where all I hear like at the end is like "fuck you, Shue." Literally, it's been minimum 10.
I mean,
Then,
we don't fact check
finally,
here. I can't confirm or deny that. I'm not sure.
we don't.
I mean, it could be, that could be true. I couldn't tell you, but you know, Bauer's, he's a made man around here, so I don't know what to tell you, Shue. You gotta earn that right.
Dude, I mean, Bauer may be your main man, but Bauer is literally my fucking son. Like, no way around it. He can tell you whatever he wants.
Excuse
He's
you.
wrong.
That's the other way around.
Bauer, play me in the show, dude. We'll figure out who's
Okay,
who.
you really gonna base like that like
Hey,
life
you
on
got
the
you know what
show?
you know what Bauer said to me the other day? He was like, I was really excited to talk to you today.
What?
Believe it or not. I was looking forward to talking to you today.
Even if
Yeah.
that's fake, that's adorable. Why
Yeah.
It
why
was
is
the
that a
cutest
trash
thing
That's
I've
like an
talk?
God,
endearing
it was
thing.
it
From
was the
you?
cutest thing I've literally ever heard.
That's like wholesome.
Is
That's
it like bad to show appreciation now?
we
Yeah,
like
No,
Bauer
honestly,
more
that's
now.
really
no, not at all. I'm just saying, I am Bauer's father. Everyone's talking about Bauer's my dad. I'm Bauer's dad.
I just know
I
that
wish
the other
Bauer
thing you
was
just
my
did was
dad.
challenge him to 1v1. I mean, that's literally what you
Bauer,
just did.
hey man,
This
I'm
is
ready.
like some 360 Xbox shit. Like headshots
good.
only, bro.
I mean, I'm old school, so I'm like golden guns only. Let's go. Right on. That was a yep. That happened. As I gather myself. So yeah. So again, find the fun, and yeah, just I don't know. I guess my secondary message that will continue my cryptic nature for the evening will be just to don't put all of your eggs in one friendship basket either. I mean that's the other part of it is you got to diversify in your friends. That's really important. So yeah, that's how we deal with loss. That's how the frustration goes. And then yeah, and just don't have any friends like you. I think that's good advice, Sarah. That's absolutely. You should be the only one like you in your friends group because otherwise you're gonna fight with someone. Things are gonna go poorly. That has been a tactic for me growing up. I always have surrounded myself with people who are smarter and more driven than me, and that's how I've been successful in life. Is that you just lean on your friends. We were talking about the boat friends. You got to have a friend who has a boat. That's what Issa was mentioning. That's a good strategy.
What the fuck is that?
It was on the topic of what was being mentioned in the green room, and I thought you guys would find it funny.
You guys finally noticed that we were chatting in the green room.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I wish people listening to this could see it. There has been a lot of
Where's
conversation.
my invite?
I mean,
The
I could
people
share
listening
it.
to this
Green
will
room.
never see the green room.
Everyone could see it. It
No,
should be exclusive.
No.
Should I just watch? Should I just
Hey, I'm gonna tag Phil Pryor because I don't like him.
okay,
That's a joke.
What?
I love Phil.
Wait, what?
No,
we condone that here.
that's a risky
Yeah.
ping.
We
No,
condone
I'm,
bullying in the green room.
If he
I-
responds,
I love seeing my super casual people in PBE.
Oh no!
If-
Don't
if-
don't add Casey Colby. Don't do
if
that.
if Pryor responds, that's the first time
Colby
I've seen
does
him
not
respond
like
to
me
a ping in
much.
like almost a year. Whew.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Moosey went to a baseball game
I did.
and
Yes.
hung out
Yeah.
with a PBE person. What?
Kind of.
Yeah,
we
he
were
and
in
I-
adjacent sections.
Hmm.
So
Well, give us the highlights.
it was a game. The Angels were visiting the Twins, and so I go out there and say I'm sitting on like third base side because it's probably the best place, and you're not in the sun because it was like 90 plus degrees. And one thing there's a couple things that happened in that game. One, there was almost a no hitter. It was broken up in the ninth, with one out. Like the place just absolutely erupted when Brent Rooker got that double. Everybody was just like, it was almost like we just walked off the game or something. It's just like, yes, finally. It just hooked it over into right field and just dropped right on the inside of the line. It was a great showing by Patrick Sandoval, who just kind of came out of nowhere and is just like, hey, I'm actually kind of good this year. But another thing is you don't realize this until you go to a game, but when you go to a game that involves the Angels, there's Angels fans, the other team's fans, and Shohei Ohtani fans. And it was insane. The amount of people that were there just for Shohei. He wasn't pitching, he was DHing and hitting second. But it's almost cult
Oh,
status.
dude, he has stands.
Yeah. So 2 rows in front of me, there were a group of 3 Japanese men, and every time Shohei would even step out of the dugout, they had their phones out and they were recording. It's just like people all over this, and I'm imagining groups of that just all over the stadium. And it's like every time he went up to bat, it was just everybody was just recording it, and it's like I recorded one at bat just because one of my friends thinks his swing is ugly, and so I happened to get one where he hits a double. But
Excuse me.
it's crazy. Like, he has a cult following, and it's like you look at other Japanese big leaguers, like Ichiro never had the Ichiro, Tanaka, Yusei Kikuchi, Hideo Nomo. Like, these guys never had this level of a following in the MLB. It's just blows my mind to just see it. It's just
I was gonna say not
Well-
stateside, right? Like in Japan,
Well,
absolutely, but not stateside, right?
Well, the reason he's that good, like that he has that following, is because he's so good, right? Like he's having this MVP season, and I mean, like, yeah, Ichiro had an MVP season, but no one has ever, literally, not even just Japanese players, but no one has ever come and pitched as well as he has and led the league in home runs, right? Like that's got to be why he has this following.
was like I feel like this following was even before this season.
Yeah, because
mean,
he's a two-way
It
player.
just was like
He's
they
just
saw him
the
as
face of
he's
Japanese baseball.
he's their golden child. It's just like this is our
He's the
like
face of
he
baseball right
he
now.
yeah, he's their
Well, no, he's
baseball
not.
god right now.
Well, Stephen A. Smith doesn't think he's the face of baseball.
Jesus
it-
Christ.
it
Well,
was
well,
just
he's not the
crazy
face of
early.
baseball. The face of baseball is Tatis, for sure. But Shohei is up there. But it is
Tatis is
Tatis.
definitely one of the young faces. Like I feel like him and Vlad are very much
Yeah.
like 1-2 when it comes to like actually like American baseball, let alone Latin American baseball, because
Yeah,
that's a whole
totally.
different story. Because it's like they're both Dominican, right?
Right.
I'm pretty sure. So they're
Yeah.
huge down in Dominican Republic. So it's just insane just to see all these people, and it's just like I'm just sitting there and I'm just like I'm thinking in my head, I'm like how many games, like do they just follow him around to like different cities, or are they like local? It's like, oh, he's in town, like we have to go, and then it's just I don't even know, and I don't really want to know to be honest, but it's something that we will probably never see again. It's like the Angels have Mike Trout, probably the greatest baseball player in
Ever.
Yeah.
Say it. Just say it. It's ever.
Yeah.
Say it.
Minus
he
steroids.
hasn't had enough time, but he's like
The
this
best modern player.
He is this century's Griffey.
He's
That was a
Like
don't have
weird.
to have this-
Griffey
don't
was
have to have this-
huge back
Trout's
in the
bigger.
90s.
Trout's
But
bigger.
Trout, because I feel like baseball itself, even as it gets into the modern era, it's definitely evolved to a point where more people are like following it versus like
Okay,
when they had to
so
inject steroids into it. But it's like Trout doesn't even have this much of a following,
Right.
and it's like he's the best player in the game. It's
no
like-
He has been
disrespect
for
to
what,
Griffey,
11 years?
Mhm.
but like you could have chosen
Yeah, I was thinking
any. Yeah, like
no,
you were
well-
trying to name one of the best baseball players ever, and you were like not like Hammer Hank or like I don't know.
No, I was just thinking
fucking-
somebody in recent memory who was very similar to that of Trout, where he was the face of a entire
I mean,
franchise.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
No,
I would have
that's
been like,
fair.
yeah, like Mark Grace,
And he never really saw that kind of success. So it's not like he was beloved by a huge number of fans because the team was successful. He was beloved because of him. It's kind of
Mhm.
like it's kind of like
Yeah.
how a lot of like there's some really good players just kind of hidden away on these teams that nobody really knows about, but the people that follow the team knows about them versus people who are literally going to the stadium just to see this player.
I'm still waiting for Dagumpa to take me on a date to Wrigley.
It's like you guys are like in the same area too. So,
Yeah,
but
you
I'm,
have
it's
to-
I'm
like,
you
waiting
have
for
to
him to hit me
pay.
up like, "Hey, babe, I got tickets,"
but it's like it's
and he
like you
never
look at
does.
some of the greats. This is like Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Hank Aaron, like
No,
Ken
I
Griffey
understand the point.
Jr.,
That
Barry
was just
Bonds, and
funny to
it's just
me.
like nobody had that type of following. There was the following during the home run race, but
Mhm.
nobody had a cult going to games. I'm saying a cult, but it's not a cult, but it feels kind of like a cult because they just kind of just are there and they're just in awe. Like
Yeah.
he didn't take batting practice, so when he went out to go stretch with the rest of the team before the game, suddenly everybody's rushing down to the dugout because I was on the away side dugout. Everybody just fucking runs down the steps to get close to him as soon as he steps out of that dugout. It was just insane.
What
Yeah.
he reminds me of, Moosey, he
Hmm.
reminds me of rookie and second year Bryce Harper in the terms of following. Because I remember, I mean, like, obviously I'm a Nats fan for the listeners who didn't
Yeah.
know, but like in those first 2 years of Bryce, it was wherever he went, people were sprinting after him, doing everything they could just to get close to him. And I think that's kind of what like Shohei's at right now.
Yeah, like
Like just because he's
Strasburg's first career start, his debut
right,
start. That was insane.
totally. Yeah, but like the thing with Strasburg is like people were following him for like the first month, and for Harper it was well.
It
Let
was
me just
for
stick on Strasburg.
years.
For Strasburg, it was just for like 2 starts. For Shohei, I don't see it ending anytime
I
soon,
don't see
especially if he's facing this face.
if I don't see that kind of I don't see that kind of like following ever ending until he retires, to be honest. Even if he kind
Yeah,
of goes back to mediocre, they're gonna show up because he is the face of baseball to them.
totally.
Tatis who, Trout who, Vlad Jr. who, Acuna who. It's
Yep.
all about Otani to them. And that's why I
R.I.P.
think
Acuna, by the way.
we're living in probably the best age of baseball.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, look at
Because
all the young talent right now. We got Tatis, we got Acuna, we got Vlad, Shohei. I mean, like name all of them. We got when Soroka comes back. Soroka's an ace. I mean, we got Walker Bueller, we got Corey Seager. I mean, I could go on, but like the talent in baseball right now, it's unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the Cubs don't have any of it, but that's fine. It's fine.
Hey,
Hey,
you guys
you
got
know what?
you got
We have
Patrick
Nico
Wisdom,
Horner.
baby.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
it's true.
Patrick
Nico's
Wisdom.
all right. Nico's all right.
Yeah.
You got
Hey,
true.
from what I know, Nico has like he has an actual cult.
Nico is a babe. I love him.
Dude, he can't even hit bombs.
Can I introduce you to another Cubs fan? You guys could just gush over Nico Horner all day.
I'm okay with that.
Nico Horner.
I'll send him your details.
Okay.
Nico Horner can't hit bombs. No one cares.
Okay, you know what, Shue? You can't hit bombs, so I don't want to hear it.
What? Why is that where
Got
you go?
me. You got me.
I don't know.
Got him!
And 1v1 at the cages. Let's go.
Yeah, and so
1v1 at my high school field. Let's fucking go.
yeah, and so while I was at the game, I met up with our lovely rookie mentor head, Gurren Wudo, and he's a really cool dude. It's
Yes.
kind of yeah. It's kind of I don't know. It's kind of weird meeting someone who you like converse with online and then you just see them in real life, and it's just like it almost feels like your immersion is broken
I mean,
a little bit.
he's got epic facial hair.
He does. I
It's
will
true.
say that.
Dude, the beard, oh my lord.
I said I said your player comparison is Brandon Marsh because they look very similar.
Yeah, I could see it.
You guys want a cool baseball stat?
Hmm.
Sure.
Go.
Cleveland has more brand changes than healthy good pitchers right now, so
That's
cool.
hilarious.
Love my team, the Guardians.
Are you a
Yikes.
Cleveland fan?
Yeah, I live. I am.
He lives in the
an
greatest
hour
state
south
in
of
the
Cleveland.
nation.
We should talk about that rebrand.
That's
I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
it's cool.
I like it.
I have been on the bridges on that bridge and seen the statues, and they're very underwhelming to name an MLB franchise after, but it's a cool name. So
Well, what I see with that is with ML with being a major league level team, you cannot go absolutely insane with your name or branding or anything like that. It's like that's for the minor leagues, like
Akron Rubber
like
Ducks.
the
The Rain City Bitch Pigeons. How about that?
dude, my
The
favorite.
Trash
I have a
Pandas.
shirt of that. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. There's for one thing, there's way too many small sea life teams out there. The Mighty Mussels. Why do they have big arms? It's like imagine Milwaukee rebrands themselves into a minor league team, branding the Utter Tuggers.
Actually,
You cannot
That's
take that
fire,
like
though.
it's great, but it's
I
like
would get
you
an
can't
Utter
really
Tuggers
take
shirt.
you can't. They're real, so you can look them up. You
The
can't
titty
take them
twisters.
seriously.
I would take them seriously. I would be
But
their biggest
it's
fan,
like
to be honest.
from like a brand standpoint, it's one of those things. It's like I like it when teams take from like history and stuff with like the city and like colors and everything. I think
Yeah.
Cleveland played it safe, and that was the right move. They took some risks and they stylized things, so it kind of had a little bit more character, but they're not pushing too far to the point where, like, it's not like they're completely inverting their colors or anything like that.
Sure.
To where they're still recognizable. It's like you can have an old Cleveland hat with the C, and people will still know it's that.
Yes.
It's not like you can show up to a game with that, and it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, there are
guess
still people that walk around with like Supersonics jerseys,
I
and
mean,
it's not like we like shoot them.
one of my
like-
one of my coworkers went to a
Maybe you
Brewers
don't.
game wearing a Milwaukee Braves hat.
that's
I mean,
sick.
dude, I'm from DC and people still wear Redskins gear all the time. People are like diehard like about the Redskins and everything.
Oh
Which
yeah,
is
they won't
crazy
There comes a
to me,
point
but-
when
over there,
things
dude.
there comes
They
a point
won't.
when things need to change. It's like, but we missed out on Cleveland baseball team because we all need a little CBT in our life.
Yeah, I mean, the old school in me was really hoping for the Spiders. That was my vote.
Me too. I really wanted the Spiders. I was gonna say that.
Just because it's classic. That's why I wanted it.
Yeah.
Is there a PBE team branding you guys would like to see?
Like in real
What do you
life.
mean?
So you can, regardless of, sorry, I definitely should have worded that better. Regardless of what anyone else thinks about it, you can just make a team in the PBE with any fucking branding you want, right? What would you do?
Crescent City Redwoods. That's been my dream branding for forever, but my
Really?
worm didn't go with it. Yeah, I wanted to rebrand to the Crescent City Redwoods, but my worm didn't go for it because Crescent City is where like the redwoods are the biggest and the prettiest, but we didn't go for it. We went with the Firehawks.
Yeah, can you explain what a firehawk is? Could you tell me? Because
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
The helicopters that
Yeah.
fight the forest fires in California are called Firehawks.
Oh, interesting. So what is your logo?
Our logo is a phoenix. I mean, a
It's a,
firehawk.
it's a bald chicken.
Okay.
It is bald.
So-
it has a shiny head.
So what about a
Yeah.
logo that's like a helicopter?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, say what you will. I love the logo that we have, or I guess not we, the team that I used to be the GM for. I love that logo. I think it's an amazing logo. I think it would look better than anything you can make a helicopter look.
It's a cool logo. Listen, a firehawk isn't a thing
Okay.
as
okay.
a bird. It's just not
Okay.
a thing.
Okay, imagine
Neither-
this.
neither-
A helicopter.
Neither's a fire salamander in the ISFL, but they still rock with it.
right?
I mean, I'm not in the ISFL.
A
so
fire
I'm
salamander
sure.
is a real thing.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Like, you can't just add fire to every animal and it works.
Fire
That's not
salamander
how
is in
animals
fact a
work.
real thing. It is black with yellow spots.
Like, I love the fire zebra. That's really cool, the fire zebra.
Fire cats.
But like, imagine
The fire
this: you have like
crocodiles.
a helicopter, but the blades of the helicopter are baseball bats. It's like you missed an
Ooh.
opportunity. But you
That's
have to do it in stylized to get the right angle
Oh.
on it and stuff like that. But imagine you're looking at kind of like almost like a angle, like a downward angle, so the helicopter's coming over the TypeScript. You just see. I don't know. I
There's-
find that to be a
I
lot
mean,
cooler, but
Sounds like you want to do a rebrand.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
there's a
can
whole
make that
G.I.
look
Joe angle
good.
here.
I don't know if you can make that look good though, like a helicopter with baseball bats as the propellers. Like I don't know. I would have to see it, but like just listening to it, I don't think so.
I just like either I would have been fine if it was an actual Phoenix or if it was a helicopter. The whole Firehawk thing, just my brain can't process it.
it's like you leaned into the Phoenix part, but you didn't lean in far enough.
Yeah.
I think one of the. I mean, well, when we were bringing them up, like we had three options. It was the Crescent City Redwoods, which we should have gone with, but whatever. It was the
Damn, I
California
would have loved to have
Firehawk.
made that hype emote.
For
BRB
a-
actually making your hype emote a friggin' helicopter now.
It
Redoing
was.
it.
There was a third one that was bad, but the overwhelming decision was the Firehawks. I really wish that we had gone Crescent City Redwoods, but it's difficult to make a good redwood logo, you know? Like I don't know how
don't
you
just
can make
want a
a
tree?
redwood look good. Yeah, right? Like it's just literally a tree just sitting there. I don't know how we could have made that look good, but I mean that's been my dream branding ever since I don't know, like I joined the league.
I mean, yeah, infinite possibilities now, right?
Right.
You never know. This isn't the last you've seen of Shue. But no, thank you for taking me down, as I've always wanted to ask. I just now we have the history of that as well.
We
so I
have an
appreciate that.
actual answer.
Yeah.
We now know what a Firehawk is instead of going, what the fuck is a Firehawk?
Yeah,
Again.
it's not just some random thing. The helicopters are called Firehawks.
What makes way more sense than going to the zoo and checking out the fire giraffes. Like,
Fire giraffes.
just add fire to every animal. That's
Just in California, you add
Yeah.
fire before every animal.
oh man, we got a fire bear attack. That's really tough.
Oh,
Those are scary. I mean, you thought the bears were scary before. Now they're on fire. But that's good stuff. And I do love the uniforms though. It's a very like it's a very soccer uniform, which I really enjoy. Like more vivid colors. It's kind of like the same spirit as the Toros uniforms, right? Like it's fun colors. It's like interesting and same spirit. I liked it. I like that part for sure. So good. So partially good job. I'll give you
Thank
some
you.
credit live on the recording. The rest of it I will never say to your face. Ever.
Jag.
That's how you do it. You never compliment people to their face, because what fun is that? You don't want people to know they like you. That's stupid. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, and I went to a game as well. I went to a minor league game. Speaking of branding, this one. I mean, the Reno Aces makes sense, right? That's just
Yeah.
dude,
it's
my
fun.
Absolutely.
buddy worked for him actually.
Oh no kidding.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's my retirement plan. If they're still open, if the stadium still exists in like 20 years, I'm totally retiring. And well, it'll be 30 years. That's wishful thinking on my part that I'll be retired at 56. That would be sick. But no, that's
Let's say, Moosey, that was like the most Minnesota thing you've said today.
What?
It's like, hey, my fucking buddy worked over there.
Oh no.
Oh no, there, guy.
Oh no.
But yeah, I always
Fucking
have a
buddy
good
out
time
there
there. And they did.
Buddy out there in Reno.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a buddy out in Reno.
Nailed it. But they always do. They always. I mean, minor league games. They always do fun, interesting things. I'm not exactly sure the why behind it. And again, I don't fact check not only on this podcast but in the rest of my life. So it was they rebranded temporarily to the Reno Corazones, and again, no idea why. I just thought it was really cool, and they were doing like the announcer was doing all of the intros in Spanish, and they were up against the Chupacabras, which were the Round Rock something or others. They were minor league affiliate for the Rangers. Round Rock something or others, but they were the Chupacabras, and the highlight of the night for us was definitely drunk guy right behind us who decided to call the umpire, the home plate umpire, a referee, and decided his name was Dave, and kept saying he missed calls.
What a Chad.
Yeah.
What a chat.
Speaking of Minnesota, this actually it's Midwestern, so it counts. A Culver's opened in my hometown today.
Oh, yes.
Holy shit, Culver's is good.
Yeah.
Culver's is amazing.
Yo.
Cheese
It's fucking
curds.
fantastic.
Bet the cheese curds.
He has
It's
been
better than
converted.
like Five Guys and Sonic were my favorite restaurants. I like Culver's more now. Like it's
Culver's
amazing.
is a staple. It's amazing.
A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better. It's a fact.
What?
Yes. He said what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that their thing? I thought maybe I made it up. I thought that was their thing.
I don't know. I
I've watched way too much television in my time. So okay, kids. About 15 years ago, there was this thing called cable television, and because you couldn't just watch things on the internet, there wasn't enough bandwidth.
What cable?
So yeah, you had to watch these things called commercials. And then, yeah, I think that was one of the
Oh,
commercials.
we just subscribe with Twitch Prime, and then we
Exactly.
we don't get those.
You can't
Dude,
do that.
it's
You couldn't
such
do
a
that back in the day.
it's such a fucking sham that there are ads on Hulu. What the hell?
I know.
You pay
I don't
extra.
have the
That bugs
extra
me so
paid.
much.
I don't have the I have regular Hulu. I don't have the ad-free version, and it really annoys me.
When you
Yeah,
pay
there
for
shouldn't be
something, but
ad-free version.
when you pay for something, you have to pay more for no ads.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like it's the same thing with MLB TV. When you accidentally don't click on the next inning if you're watching an archived game, they hit you with commercials, and I'm like, really? Because I'm paying like $150 a year for this. You kidding me right now?
We don't care.
Yeah. And at least Hulu does offer you a higher, like a premium tier or whatever. They're like, if you give us this money, this covers our ad costs and then some. And I'm like, yeah, fine. But MLB doesn't even give me that. It's just rude. Oh, I guess, so the alternate is I watch it on my TV instead of my computer. And on my TV, the ads don't prevent me from skipping innings. So that's a life hack for you guys, if you need a life hack. Also,
Dag, I love you.
yeah.
Okay, I have a question, by the way. It's not what you think. Well, I guess I'm now in a similar boat that you once were. How do you cope with losing 4 World Series?
There's not really an answer, dude. I mean, the odds. I mean, there's no secret behind it. Every single playoff series is a coin flip. I mean, I've won series where we've tested at 31%, and I've lost series where I've tested 81%. It's all a coin flip. So you just got to look at it as, you know what, I got unlucky. That sucks. Let's try again next year. That's the only way you can look at it, because you can't beat yourself up over it. Because I mean, like, what? I'm gonna get mad at myself for losing to the Dillos. I mean, I'm gonna get mad at myself for losing to the Dynamos in those seasons where we won almost 80 games. You can't beat yourself up over it. It's not your fault. It's just the sim being the sim. And so you just got to keep going at it, and eventually it'll go your way eventually. But
you
I mean,
must admit, though, you must admit that it's a pretty weighted coin flip when you're playing the team that's run by the same guy that runs the sim team.
Yeah, like I'm not saying there's collusion, but
No, I am. I'm saying there's.
I
collusion.
mean,
I know.
at
It seems like the live
12-17.
file.
At Yakko.
You couldn't actually like cheat though, could you? Because the live file is accessed
No,
so much.
realistically, there's no way
Well,
you
I
can
mean,
really do
even
it.
if you wanted to cheat, if I wanted to make all my stats 250, whenever I count a hit or whenever I went to pitch,
You would see it.
everyone in the stream would. Yeah, you literally can't cheat.
It's it's not possible.
That's exactly
I mean,
what
Like
you would
as much as
say.
it is a funny joke, it's not possible with almost 100 people watching.
I
It's
know.
just
I mean, I know it's a soft spot because it just happened, but the fact that they swept you guys, it's ridiculous. Literally, you sim that series 100 times, you guys get swept 1 out of 100 times, and it just so
Yeah.
happened
it was a
this
coin
time.
toss.
Totally,
And then
dude. I can't.
What,
I thought.
what
I
fucking
totally
coin
thought,
toss is 1 out of 100?
I mean,
That's
I
not a
heard,
coin toss.
yeah, I have to agree with
That's
Sarah.
a 100-sided dice roll.
I'm pretty sure we heard trash can banging or something. I mean,
Yeah.
there was some
We
nonsense
might have to
going
get
on.
Hummus to look into it.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
make baseless allegations against the. I mean, definitely having a base allegations against the Hepcats.
Listen, 40%
Yeah.
of people still had us winning, so
That's right. We can still win
Okay,
Ohio. We can still
I
win
mean,
Ohio.
dude, I totally picked you guys to win. I didn't think for 1 second the Hepcats were gonna win, and you guys
Yeah,
got
well,
swept.
See,
yeah, well,
I
don't think
if you
anyone
want
picked
the
up on my
actual
joke, and now I'm
stats on
sad.
that, the chances of losing a coin flip 4 times in a row is
it wasn't
somewhat
a coin flip.
so.
Yeah, dude, Dom, we won 4 World Series in a. I mean, we lost 4 World Series in a row. In a row to 4 different
90s
teams.
Bills, man. They're punching the air right now.
It's ridiculous.
And the
dude.
Vikings. And the Vikings. Can't
Yeah,
relate.
but the Vikings fucking suck.
Oh,
So-
go fuck yourself.
So my theory, my actual theory is that there is a clutch stat in PBE, in OOTP, excuse me, in the engine itself, because there's a spot in the editor that there's just a blank spot, and it's not done for alignment purposes. It's just blank, and I'm like, there's definitely like, if you're a developer, you can get in there, and there's a clutch stat that you can tweak. So certain players, and when you're playing PBE, it's randomized. So some players are just gonna have a crazy clutch stat. That's
I believe that.
That's my
Okay,
conspiracy
okay.
theory.
So I'm choosing to blame the compendium team because
Yep,
they
yep.
didn't update the picks for
Mhm.
Providence. Otherwise, Chipper Slokening would have been called up.
Yeah,
That's
what
it.
the fuck, Casio?
And
Screw you, man.
literally, that
Jesus
trade
Christ.
comes out and happens. Kansas City is being like, fuck, our season is over. And then it's like, and then head office goes, but wait, they don't have this. Trade null and void, and it's at the deadline. And then it's just like, fuck.
I remember
Silver Slugger,
You could
too.
not be more
in
right.
our war room when that trade went down. We're like, oh my god, KC's down. We got this. And then the trade got denied, and we're like, shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
I would have gone Silver
who
Slugger
fucked
too,
that
because he
up?
was the only first baseman with higher stats than me.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that
no.
cost me a championship and a Silver
It
Slugger.
cost us a lot. And it's
Yeah.
just like, and so
AKA,
Go yell at
Compendium team,
Ryan.
fuck you.
Go yell at Ryan. Ryan, if you're
I
listening to
do
this, fuck
too
you. Know your
much.
picks better.
dude, like, you look at that's just like one of those weird butterfly effects where it's like, this trade goes through, Kansas City's done.
I mean, that's
Yep.
their best hitter.
I
That's
mean,
their
I
best
mean,
hitter.
I mean, yes, best hitter was like best player overall, probably not. 'Cause
Yeah, no, you're
Santana
right.
Cruz.
I think the same thing about the fucking Dynamo series last year, where they were 1 game off of going to the World Series, the Dynamos, and I
Yeah.
have no doubt in my mind that we would have fucking swept the Dynamos.
We have a very
But,
good career history agast the Dynamos.
yeah,
Dude,
so
we
I mean,
lost to the Dynamos and we tested over 70%. I mean, it's. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's like we go out there and just sorry, Shue. We go out there and absolutely just slap you guys, and then we just
Mm-hmm.
it just
I
keeps
mean,
it runs.
you swept us, didn't you?
No, 5.
It was 5.
4 to
yeah.
1. 4 to 1.
I mean, yeah, I thought that
You
series
took
was gonna go
game
to
1,
7.
and so it's like.
I mean, yeah, you guys were beating us around. We couldn't hang. You
And
guys
then
had a
it's
way
just like-
better team than us this year.
Yeah, and then it just dies, and it's like,
Mhm.
I'm going to just stare over at fucking Hasio and be like, you did this. You
Yeah.
did this. It could have changed the entire. It could have changed the entire majors landscape, to be honest.
I
Yep.
put on the Bears.
Yeah.
Dude, the Bears were supposed to be really good this year, and then we beat them handily. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was because Woe Millis has earned 6 TPE in his career, but
well, kids, it's about that time.
No.
Is it?
Yeah, we've been chatting at this over an hour now. So listen, they're not going to listen to this whole thing
You also will.
beyond the hour. Well, okay.
Okay,
are both real listeners.
before we go, Mr. Chris Crush himself, can you tell me what are your career goals? What does your roadmap look like? What are your plans?
Oh,
Is this tampering?
No,
it's
not yet.
literally just have fun in the locker room. Like, as far as my player goes, I'll continue max earning. I'll basically just do whatever the GMs ask. Like, I'm not really. I was like, I built my character around Andy Pafko, who's like one of the better, if not the best, defensive center fielder that the Cubs have ever had. And so that was the fun for me of creating the character. So that was my goal, was like, yeah, I just want to sit in center field. I want to hit dingers. And that's about it. I don't actually have like static goals outside of, I know a lot of people have fun when the team's winning, so hopefully we win some championships. But I mean, I just signed that huge deal that was in favor of DBS because I believe in Person Man. I believe in Cal. And Simo's okay too. Shout outs to Simo. That dude is hilarious. But yeah, no, I'm excited to be a part of a group that's pretty fun, pretty relaxed. Doesn't get too stressed out. Like, that's the main thing, is I just want to be my majors goals are, like, I don't want my locker room to shut down when we lose. But as far as like awards or player goals, I don't know. Just hopefully I get some rings and keep having fun. That's about it. Nothing
Cool, man.
crazy. But yeah, that's, like I said, for me the fun is all about the locker room experience, the player, like the people behind the players. Getting to know people is a lot of fun. Like that's why I'm still in this locker room, is I really like the rookie experience. I like to get to know the newer players as they come up, and it's like, it's the bonus of recruiting as well, so I can turn around and tell my war room, hey, so and so is someone to watch out for. Keep an eye on this person if they fall to the second round, or if they're still available when we get a pick. So it's kind of like that twofold of, like, I get to know people and then I also get to help the team. I don't know. I'm just that old adage of, like, I'm a team player. Like, I want to give 110%. That's about it. But yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for today. We've got a lot of people in here, so top to bottom, last couple sentences. Bauer, what do you got for us?
Today was depressing. I'll still be with the Kingpins next season. Hopefully we'll still be good. And don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. That's, that is the best message, for sure.
Yes.
And then Chris Jimenez, Crush Jimenez, CBS, came in. Shoutouts to CBS. Crush fam for life. Or OG Crush brother. Dag, what do you got for us?
It's been a fine day for me, honestly. Like, it happened, and I kind of just my brain immediately defaulted to knowing that I have great friends in this league, and that was going to keep me from leaving, and it has, or just keep me from having a fucking meltdown. I've vented a lot, trust me. I've vented plenty.
Oh, trust
But
me.
this seeing the people in here, really just all of you, everyone are just excellent people, and I'm so happy to have you in my life. I don't know, I'm acting like I'm multiple people. I live a double life. But no, and yeah, I'm happy that the Crush Fan podcast is back. It's been a while, but I know we had to renegotiate your contract and stuff like that. You were threatening to take it to DVS as you once did, but we told Jay Leno he has to retire, so hopefully we got that figured out.
Yeah, and now that I've signed, I think I'm legally allowed to say that there never was an offer with DVS. I was just holding out for more money. So
What?
I think I can legally say that. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm being told by my lawyer that they don't exist. Okay, never mind. But thank you. No, listen. Yeah, friendship. I'm all about the friendship. You guys are my friends. Thank you for being my friends. And that's definitely a big element of what keeps pulling me back, because there are definitely moments where I'm like, man, I don't want to do my homework, but I guess I will because I want to keep hanging out with my friends in PBE. Awesome. What about you, Moosey? Any parting thoughts?
Despite what trade rumors may say, you will find that come August 1st, Euro 2021, Jose Barrios will still be wearing a Twins uniform.
Here, here.
App.
Wow. You heard it here first. I mean, that's big news. Thank you, Moosey, for that prediction, for that fact. That fact? Have you been to the future?
it's Cap.
How does this work?
We'll find out. You'll have to wait and see if
Fair,
I
okay.
am from the future.
I love it. How about you, Dom? Any parting thoughts? Dom's like, I'm muted, you idiot. Don't go to me.
I'm dead.
All right,
Get down.
Shue, any parting thoughts?
My friends, I'm so happy I finally got to join this podcast. I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I'm excited that we got to get through a whole podcast without any light tampering going on. It's great. Yeah, I'm pumped that I get to be here. Bauer, and I'll get to you last. The Crush man himself. Thank you
no.
for having me. Dag, I love you so much. I would give you the biggest hug ever if I could see you. Moosey, keep killing it in the minors. I know that I'll be out of that chat in a couple days, but I really hope that I get to see you guys win. Dom, I love all your medias. You're such a good writer. It's great. Sarah, the legend of Chovy, it brightens my day because you literally hit 600 every playoffs. It's amazing. And Bauer, I'm sure I'll talk to you tomorrow, and we'll probably Snapchat tonight once this gets over with.
Wow, that's your parting words for me?
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah, Bauer,
That
I'll
was-
talk to you in like 10 minutes, dude.
That was like really.
No, I'm
that
going
was,
to
like,
watch
really
Netflix,
awesome.
so
Yeah, I'll be there with you. The fuck? You think I can't run to Chicago? I'll be there in a minute, dude.
I mean, Shue, that was a lot. Thank you. Thank you
I
for.
gotta address everyone, man. I
attendance.
don't know when I'm gonna be back.
Yeah, no, we're glad to have one of our number one fans finally on the podcast. It was important to us, so thank you for being here. And then Dom, are you here? Are you able to unmute? Do you have parting words? Do you want to type parting words?
My parting words is go Toros.
yes.
Go Toros. There it is.
Yeah, that's weird to say, but I'm gonna get used to it. Go Toros.
Yeah, CBS said go Kingpins. That was his. Sarah, did you have parting words? I didn't catch them if you had some. Bauer, Sarah, third year core. That's pretty good.
Her parting words were parting words.
Parting words, perfect.
All right.
That's
I'll let it
I'm a
go.
man of few words. Any questions? Yeah, that's it. All right,
Oh,
guys.
one more thing, real quick. Voyagers should have won 3 in a row, but that's all I have.
I was hoping for Detroit.
Detroit would have made me money.
Yeah.
That's
Is
slightly
that the
scary,
only
Moosey.
thing you degenerates care about? No moral principles or friends, just money.
We're
Boy
not.
Boys should have 3-peated.
I don't have morals.
Yeah, I freaking know. We all know, dude.
Well, obviously
mean-
you don't, but
To quote one of my favorite movies, we're not doing this for the money. We're doing it for a shitload of money.
Yes.
it's
Yes.
not about the money. It's about sending a message.
That's it. All right, everyone. Thanks for participating. Thanks for listening. Yeah, shout outs to Crush Mom. That's, I feel like I didn't shout her out enough this episode, so shout outs to Crush Mom. I love you. And I'll see you on the field. Take care.